Okay, somebody give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we're going to start with a little movement as we usually do on Saturdays. And we're just going to start with some bending of the knees. And it's a little quick bounce. Get everybody set up. Looks like people are still getting set up. We'll be standing for the first 5 minutes or so, and then we'll go back to our sitting position. So a little bounce at the knees, feeling grounded through the heels. You can let your arms swing as they will. And make the bounce a little bit bigger. And when I say freeze, everybody freeze. Ready, freeze. And keep going. A little bit bigger this time. You can shake your arms out as you go if you feel like it. And freeze. Good. Really enjoy that moment right after I say freeze, and you get to feel what stillness is like. Okay, bigger this time. You can even start to go up onto the balls of your feet, your heels leaving the ground. You can get a little shimmy going if it feels too weird just to bounce. And freeze. Good. Last time, a little bit bigger. You can even, if your knees and your hips are good, you can even go up off the ground a little bit. You can leave the ground. Getting a little bounce going. Heart rate should be getting up by now. Breathing. Keep going, keep going. If you don't feel like jumping or that's not right for your body, just go back to the bounce. Keep going. Good, anti-gate. And stop. All right, let's take our legs a little wider than hip width apart. Going to be doing a twist just like we do often in Amber's class. And really let those arms hang. You're not making it happen, excuse me, from the arms. The hips go, and that moves the arms. It's a nice chance for all the muscles of your shoulders and back to relax and go along for the ride. And I'm going to say freeze again, and just let your momentum finish. You don't have to stop right here, but let it keep going into the sort of natural stop. So ready, and stop. And just feel how the momentum carries you to stillness. Enjoy that still moment for 1 minute. No, that's way too long. For a few seconds, and then start up again. Good job, Ellison's not whacking each other as you do this. Looks like you're kind of tight there. And stop. Let it all come to a finish on its own. Now you may feel a sense of tingling or lightness in the arms. That's a good thing. Waken those arms up. Good circulation. One more time. Go a little faster this time, pick up the tempo. Maybe you're going fast enough now, your arms are almost parallel to the ground when you swing them around. Very nice, everybody. Good looking, Lynn. Nice, Kathy. Okay, stop. And really notice that moment, right, when everything finally comes to a finish. It's just like one of those meditation bells. It takes a long time for everything to finish. And it's hard to find the moment when the silence actually happens. Let's do it one more time, lightly this time with that in mind. Just try to find if you can distinguish when the movement actually stopped. Here we go. And stop. Echoes through your body, finally until the echoes are so small that you come to stillness. Okay, very good, everybody. Let's just do one quick roll down. So starting from the top of the head, we're going to roll down. Keep your feet firmly planted into the ground. This one, you don't want your hips to go back. You don't want your hips to go past the center line. You want to keep them on the center line. So it's motivated from the top of the head, rolling down as far as you can. It may be here, it may be here, or if you can go all the way, go all the way. And as much as you can, wherever you're at, let your head hang. Should be a nice chance to relax the muscles of the neck. Keep going. I'm just going to look and see how everybody's doing. Okay, nice, Dave. Nice, Scott. Great, everybody. Hi, Zing. Glad you're here. Very nice, Gay. Okay, now everybody roll on up. One vertebrae at a time. And again, when you come back to upright, try to find that moment when movement changes the stillness. It's hard to find, but really try to find that exact moment. Okay, everybody, great. Good little warm up. Now let's have a meditation. Please find your chair or cushion. Okay, looks like everybody's getting settled. Let's spend an extra minute today finding a nice posture that you can sit in comfortably for 20 minutes or so. And so make sure that you're not cutting off the nerves in your hips and your backside here. You should be sitting up on your sits bones and in such a way that your legs aren't going to fall asleep if you stay here for a while. Okay, great. Now let's do the hinging preparation, where we hinge a little bit forward and back and forward. And again, working on finding, so you're going forward and back and then making it smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until you can't really tell when the motion ends and stillness begins. And as you're doing that, try it again. And as you're doing that, really let the muscles of your hips relax. Good. So if you haven't noticed, the theme for today's meditation is stillness. And we're going to start with a stillness of vision. So we're going to simplify our vision by closing our eyes. And when you do that, notice what's happening behind your eyelids. We've trained ourselves to turn off our visual awareness when we close our eyelids, but there's still quite a lot going on. Just notice that. And in meditation, we do our best to try to arrange the environment so that there's not a lot of extra noise. We don't always have control over that. That's fine. See if you can find silence, which is the auditory version of stillness, in between and through any sounds you hear, behind all the sounds, if you will. Become attentive to the sounds, the edges of the sounds, what's between the sounds. And as you do so, you're not efforting, you're not using so much focus that your face starts to scrunch up or you start to feel tension in other areas of your body. Just sort of letting the experiment happen. And in meditation, we're usually physically still. But it's okay in this kind of meditation to allow little movements to happen. Probably they're so small, an outside observer wouldn't be able to see them. But maybe not, maybe they're bigger. In any case, it's okay to move a little bit. Finding the base stillness of your moving body. What does it feel like to not move very much? And now moving on to a stillness of touch. Noticing what you're touching and what it's like to have not a lot of extra information. You're not rubbing your hands together. You're not moving around so that your clothes are shifting. But you can still tune into that sense of touch and a stillness of touch. refocusing on touch. Good. Now let's move on to the breath. And we're not going so far as to hold our breath, but find the still moment between the inhale and the exhale. Go ahead and exaggerate it for the purposes of this experiment. Should feel like a bit of a roller coaster ride to where you come, you inhale, and you're suspended, almost weightless before you start the descent into the exhale. Go back to natural breathing for a moment. And we'll run that roller coaster experiment one more time to where when you get to the top, it's a momentous occasion between when you stop that inhale and begin the exhale. And then at the bottom too, there's this feeling of weight at the bottom of the exhale before you come back up into the inhale. There's this feeling of you're so far down that there's nothing else that can happen, but the air starts to come back in through the nose. It's inevitable. All right, back to natural breathing. Now let's just sit and enjoy all the various kinds of stillness there are in our awareness. As you keep your focus on this stillness, what is between all the happening things, what is between all the auditory input and visual input. There's this stillness underlying all of that. And as you start to settle into that awareness of stillness, you may feel a sense of peace, enjoyment, awake relaxation. If you're not feeling those things, that's just fine. It may be happening, it may not be. Accept whatever is happening. If you are experiencing any pain or discomfort, please don't feel like this is an exercise in pushing through that discomfort. Make yourself comfortable by moving a little bit. Usually that's plenty. But if you need to change positions, that's fine. Thoughts may start to come in. Welcome them in. And even in the thoughts, find the still moment. There's always a space between words and thoughts, or if your thoughts are more like images, there's pauses, there's stillness in the images. Good. Now we've just spent 15 minutes or so getting ourselves nice and still. We've done our eyes, our ears, our skin, our breath. And we do that so we can isolate and exaggerate our awareness of stillness. But the awareness of stillness is not contingent upon this rarefied environment. It can also be something that you're aware of in the midst of chaos and lots of movement and parenting even. I want you to think of now some time in your life where there was a lot of motion happening, and maybe it was when you were playing a sport or climbing a mountain or doing something very physical, yet you had this sense of flow. Maybe it's your artwork. Maybe you were doing something with your art. There's a lot of motion and excitement and energy involved. And yet somehow there was no problem through all that energy. There was a sense of groundedness and awareness of this still space, even through motion. If you have some chaos like that in your life today, please experiment with this. If you like to watch TV and you like exciting TV shows, you can even experiment with it while you're watching TV. Finding the sense of flow, stillness, peace through it all. If you are a martial arts practitioner, I know we have several of those with us today, you can try to find this stillness even as somebody's coming at you with a sword or a stick. We have a couple minutes left, so I'm just going to leave it to you to rest in stillness for another couple of minutes. Okay, let's take our inhales and exhales together. Ready. And inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Finding the stillness between breaths. Last time. Inhale. And exhale. Open your eyes, move your body around a little bit more. Come back into the room. Okay. Great, everyone. Thank you. Thanks for meditating with me. I'm here alone in my house, but I have all these friends here with me. Nice. So there's no Talk Fitness with Amber class today. But if you have any questions for her, I think Amber would be okay if they asked now. Would you give me a thumbs up? Yeah, okay. So if you have any fitness questions, now is a good time to ask, or you could also get hooked up on Marco Polo to ask her your questions on Marco Polo. Also a great way to do it. And there's instructions for that on our bulletin board, happyhumanfitness.com/MMM-members. You can also find it in the footer of our website. So other than that, we'll see you on Monday. Thanks for meditating with me today, everybody. Hang around. I can chat for a while if you want to chat.